live on a tiny island like Manhattan, the odds of bumping into the one who broke your heart are incredibly high. The odds of bumping into him when you look like shit are even higher. After a breakup, certain streets, locations, even times of day are off limits. The city becomes a deserted battlefield loaded with emotional landmines. You have to be very careful where you step, or you could be blown to pieces. If it's nowhere I can run into him.
Just when exactly do you think you're going to be getting out of this?
Bad to cry to your girlfriends and then to replay what you hated about him over and over in your head all day.
Yep, that sounds about right.
You're way too dressed up for where we're going.
But you know what? I'm gonna risk overdress versus a chance meeting with Vic.
Who wants another?
Miranda was a huge fan of the Yankees. I was a huge fan of being anywhere you could smoke and drink at 2 in the afternoon without judgment.
Beer!
How would you like to make love to this every night?
Is it kosher?
Went on and on about the new Yankees stats. I couldn't help but wonder about my own. 10 years playing in New York, countless dates, 5 real relationships, 1 serious, all ending in breakups. If I were a ball player, I'd be batting, whatever really bad is. Aw, I didn't. But I couldn't help but wonder if they were any higher than finding a relationship that would last.
Okay, it's official. You're drunk.
Oh, I'm not drunk. I'm sedated for my pain.
She's allowed.
Oh, Yankee fan. We don't mean to bother you, but my friend caught your ball. This is her.
I'm her friend.
Hi.
And we were watching.
Oh, yeah? What do you do?
She writes a column.
A sex column.
Nothing dull about that.
You'd be surprised. Friday night, the Dolce & Gabbana party. The new Yankee was 10 minutes late. I was running 20 behind. Oh. All the fashion heavy hitters were there. The VP of a major recording label's classical and jazz division.
Ladies, have a good time.
Perfect match for Charlotte. I just thought I saw...
Where?
No, it wasn't him. It wasn't him.
Do you think you'll be here?
Nothing. It's just, kind of cool. Yeah, I didn't know what the hell was going on there. I still don't. What is going on there? Shit!
If you don't get this, we don't move on to Spain.
Over there. I had accomplished the perfect first meeting. I looked good, I felt good, and I was with the new Yankee.
Surprise.
And now I cannot remember if I've taken my halcyon before dinner or not, so I take another one. I have a cocktail.
Oh, wow! The place looks fantastic.
Carrie. Happy birthday, Carrie. I know it's a little...
Good night, Grumpy.
Get the fuck out of my house!
Taunting the psychotic
In fact, it's one of the few instances in my overly articulated, exceedingly verbal.
across from me. Biscotti-eating, cashmere swaddled proof that I had said too much.
So much. I mean, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have had the guts to do this.
Oh, well, I didn't really
It's like
tell
I
you
was
to
under house arrest for the past few years, and now I'm suddenly free.
So, what are you gonna do?
We shouldn't stay long. I want... Do you believe I married...
Oh, my God. But
If they make
well, it was at the point in her relationship where she was starting to see the real Henry. I was wrong. The one thing Mr. Big couldn't say. I couldn't believe it. I had just invited my ex and his date to my birthday party. Maybe onto something.
Waiter, another double vodka rocks for the birthday girl,
The
please.
truth was, vodka was my only ally.
Sure about that?
Hi. Hey, glad you could make it.
Can't stay long. Left my camp.
Arabian Night's fantasy birthday suddenly felt like midnight. This past 4 birthdays taught me anything. It was that there is only one answer to a question like that. You don't look a day.
Mitch, sailor.
Yeah, do you know him?
Fine, going down, giving head.
Eating out?
Never understood.
Why not?
Unlike Unlike Miranda, I wasn't ready to accept that all single men were freaks. I was so optimistic that I had actually agreed to go on my first blind date in 2 years. Documentary films, that must be fun. Ladies and gentlemen, stand far away from a broker who had made $2 million on bonds last year. He also appeared to have a lending library in his pants. Okay, now I was afraid. Is it true? Are all men freaks? Meanwhile, all I wanted to do was run away.
That's why
My own ass to be obsessed with, and it belonged to Ben, an editor at a hip political magazine.
Right out there on your face?
I just have to wear this. I slept with a Calvin Klein model.
You and Mr. Pussy. To Samantha, Charlotte had committed the ultimate sin. She was bogarting, start acting like a crazy person. Then you start to imagine the relationship is something it's not. Charlotte feel like more of a non-couple than creating another non-couple.
Culture, food, the park.
No thanks.
I like the city. I also happen to like the country.
Didn't last, but Tweety Bird did.
I had to find out what was wrong before I wasted the next 6 months going to rest till I found it.
What the hell are you doing?
I don't know. The truth is, it isn't just the men. It's all of us. Anyone who's single in Manhattan gets a little freaked out from time to time. Here's to us without men. Woo!
Here, here.
I'm not toasting to that. It's bad luck. And fabulous ass home at dawn.
Oh!
I decided my best bet to avoid looking like I'd been up all night was to stay up all morning. I could not get a cab.
So what did you do? Grab onto a bumper and let one drag you here?
Oh, we're gonna single and fabulous girlfriends.
We're walking way too slow. We're not burning off anything. Let's gossip to get our heart rates up.
Because it was never gonna happen, and the second time I had to fake it because I faked it the first time.
Oh, naturally.
And I didn't want to fake it again, so I just forgot to return his last call. You broke up with him?
No, but if you really like the guy, what's one little moment of ooh, ooh versus spending the whole night in bed alone?
Having smoked all my cigarettes during our workout, I stopped for fresh supplies when... there I was. Hanging right next to Martha Stewart living, Carrie Bradshaw, dying of embarrassment. Single and fabulous question mark? There was no question mark implied. I would never have agreed to be in an article. Single and fabulous question mark.
This is a cautionary tale to scare young women into...
On faking. Are we faking more than orgasms? Are we faking entire relationships? I couldn't help but wonder, when did being alone become the modern-day equivalent of being a leper, that I was happy being single? I decided I wasn't going to let a magazine or my friends or the Surgeon General stop me from being who I was. Single and fabulous! Exclamation point. Tartini! Well, fuck you! Exclamation point. Oh, Stanford, just go. Go, go, go home. Take your tired, fabulous ass home. I want to meet cute guys.
You need a light?
His name was Jake. He was everything I was looking for that night. Single, straight, and a smoker. And there it was. I decided instead of running away from the idea of a life alone, I'd better sit down and take that fear to lunch.
Waiting for someone?
Oh, no, it's just me. Thanks. So I sat there and had a glass of wine, alone. No books, no man, no friends, no armor, no faking. The other involves leaving the party way too early. About New York, you're always more popular when you're not around. Carrie,
You're smoking at a funeral?
Javier would have wanted it that way.
And think about it. He's been married.
While we were watching them break, While Miranda was out celebrating her future, I was in contemplating my own. He had left. There was so much I hadn't done. I'd never been to Greece. I hadn't finished painting my bathroom. My visa bill still wasn't paid in full. Hell, sometimes I felt like I was barely living.
Hello?
It's just me. Just got back from a funeral.
Oh, and you thought of me. I'm flattered.
Listen,
My buck.
hanging up now. I had made a Saturday night date with Big.
Being straight up.
Person's dead.
She has a point.
He's moving on. I'm helping him to get over his wife.
Just everything. Fear, happiness, dread. Was I ready to jump back into a life with Big in it? Was seeing him again a huge mistake? And if it was, why was I so excited? I had never felt so confused. Was Charlotte right? In a world where everyone's dying to make a connection, can a relationship bring you back to life? What happens after you die? Someone who knows better. Your idea of heaven is a bed?
It depends on who's in it.
I'm not sleeping with you tonight.
I thought we were just having dinner.
We are. I didn't know what had happened, but suddenly getting back together with Big seemed like a very bad idea. I was scared to death. The first time I got involved with Big, I got out just in time. Would I be as lucky the second? Unfortunately, I was deep into screening mode. Big had called twice, and I didn't know what I wanted to say to him.
Oh my God! I just choked. I just almost died.
You love it, right?
Yeah.
And you won't be alone forever. The truth was, I didn't know if any of us...
Just me.
Around to see what they're going to do? Wait a second. You see that guy?
Who? But I didn't dare tell any of my friends where I was going.
Men cheat for the same reason the dogs lick their balls, because they're realistic about human nature.
That's because you...
I cooked. Voila, fondue. You have no friends.
I have interested parties.
What are you doing up here?
Oh, teeth cleaning.
At 7 p.m. while we're having sex.
Bye, sweetie.
Bye.
I felt horrible. I had never lied to Miranda before, but I was embarrassed to admit that I was seeing Big again. The truth happened or where it was going suddenly felt like a huge mistake. In a town where everyone's dying to couple up, sometimes there's nothing better than being out of a relationship. You have time to do your laundry, freedoms.
I feel sorry for Big, I really do, because if you think about it, I was the best thing that ever happened to him. Actually, no, I pity him, because I get to walk away and be me, and he has to walk away and stay him, you know? And who wants to be him when you could be me? I mean, I'm smart, I am funny. I was this thing, you know? I was it. I mean, I was this magic moment. I was the abracadabra. I was totally the poof in the relationship.
I mean, I've got more poof in one finger than he could ever have. I mean, geez, sometimes I poof just hailing a cab. So I guess it's better to know now, so that I can go poof someone else.
Someone who deserves me and not some screwed up, insecure guy who can't deal with a woman who's got her act together. Now, I'm gonna end up deliriously happy, and Big is gonna die old and alone, and I pity him. Really, I pity him.
This is Manhattan. Even the shrinks have shrinks.
The fable.
I have 3.
You do not.
I do. One,
Vic.
which is why I see the other 2. You want a name?
A week later, I kept my date with Dr. G, celebrity shrink.
So, Carrie, tell me why you're here.
Well, my friends can't handle me anymore. You're like very expensive foster care.
What's bothering them?
They tell me that I talk about my ex-boyfriend too much. But that's normal, right, after a breakup?
I don't like the term normal.
Oh, no, of course you don't, because you wouldn't have any patience. Okay. Yeah. Maybe I've dated men who were wrong for me, but who hasn't?
But the thing they have in common is you.
What's your point?
Maybe you're picking the wrong men.
Well, of course you picked the wrong guys. Jesus, I could have told you that.
Well, frankly, I think I picked the wrong therapist. I mean, she just did not get me at all. She thought I was a game player.
But you have to be. It's the only way to deal with men.
Oh, that's therapy, too.
I do not pick the wrong guys. They pick me.
So what, you're like a fly strip for dysfunctional men?
Yeah, but one of those really pretty floral scented ones.
When I got home that night, I couldn't get Charlotte's words out of my head. We spent our childhoods playing games. Were they all just primers for the games we played as adults? Were relationships just a big chess match, strategy, moves, counter moves, all designed to keep your opponent off balance until you win? Was there such a thing as an honest relationship? Or was it true? Do you have to play games to make a relationship work? Next day, I reluctantly showed up for my second appointment with Dr. G. I was still a skeptic, and I'd already read every New Yorker in the waiting room. When you think about it, what was I getting out of this anyway? And then, at 5 minutes to my last scheduled hour, I got my answer.
Hey.
Hi. Third appointment with Dr. G. I had come a little early to catch up on my reading.
Hi. I'm Seth.
Oh, hi. Carrie.
I thought we could go on playing this koi game where I could actually introduce myself.
Well, I'm glad you did. Okay, maybe it was unethical making a date with Seth Robinson, photographer, in my shrink's waiting room. But there was something about him.
And you met him at your shrinks?
Well, it wasn't a setup or anything. Oh, jeez, what if he's crazy?
It's the crazy ones that have the good pills.
Next, go!
Maybe it's some sort of Dr. G psychological test.
That's it. It's Where's Waldo?
Yeah. Oh, and it needs to be watered. Spirit of psychological health and not playing games, I decided to be honest. I like you.
I like you too. We have all the classics here. Clue, Parcheesi, and Twister. I was the 7th grade
Till faced with the arrival of an out-of-towner. Hey, that's a great couch. Where'd it come from?
Honey, this isn't love. This is about two people justifying a week of nonstop fucking.
This is all your fault.
What?
You introduced me to Madeline. I could have hired...
It's not like musical chairs.
Why not me? What am I doing wrong? Am I invisible?
Can I help you?
I live here.
I started to wonder. In a city as cynical as New York, is it still possible to believe in love at first sight? Coffee. So I joined Madeline for a mind-boggling hour in the presence of absolute... Things with Big were good. He was actually going with me to a wedding. Can I just say, wow. I don't know, I guess Madeline must have asked Charlotte or something. Exactly that. With someone exactly like Martin, woman walking.
The way you look. The chicken dance.
Oh, don't. We missed the chicken dance. Hey. Hi. Big moment.
Big and I are leaving. He's crossed his pain threshold and he's carrying me away.
This is my girlfriend, Carrie.
It was perfect. I felt like I was in heaven.
Look at Carrie.
I got to thinking about myths and relationships. Really that different? The primitive Greeks clung desperately to...
Well, I just met the cutest older man. He's vibrant and powerful and generous. And he's just looking for some...
Veal.
That is a piece of veal. A very popular Manhattan hotspot. At 8:15, I arrived at Big's. One quick drink at him. How could I have let myself believe things would be different the second time around? I'd never even heard of an urban relationship myth in which a selfie... I'm not sure he's coming from work. I didn't...
Punishing me for having casual sex.
Stop. Oh, honey, you can't change that about a man. It's part of their genetic code. Like...
Absolutely nothing.
More grappa? Excuse me. Excuse me.
You are... Maybe we were at that inevitable point in the relationship when all those little things you loved about the other person become huge liabilities. Our friends in the blink of an eye. If change was so easy, why was it so hard for Big?
It's bad enough that we've never...
2 hours later, I was supposed to meet Big at his place. You know, if you gave me a key, I could wait upstairs next time.
A key?
I realized you could change a man. You could change him. Hi. Suing me, right? Wow, I should hit you more often. The first time I realized I actually loved Big was over...
I don't want to disappoint you, but I think a couple of those dancers had on wires.
They were not on wires.
Oh, yeah, on a couple of those big leaps, I saw the wires.
And then there was the time I never expected to say it. Last Friday night at approximately 7:20 p.m., it was a very deliberate and distinct you. Was New York really any different from New Delhi? Had our class system been replaced?
It was incredible.
Limo about to go have sex with Wiley Ford.
Well, where is he now?
He's taking a leak out in the alley. Isn't that cute?
Yeah, it's adorable, not Charlotte. Listen to me. Get out of there immediately.
Think of me as your passport, baby.
As we who I was.
Frank, can I get you something clear?
Well, don't be a bitch.
I'm not being a bitch, I'm just being myself.
You being a...
Darling, can't smoke in here. No. Terrace.
Then that's where I'll be. And just like that, I was cast out of the fancy party.
So who are you here with?
Oh, some guy.
Hey, I just got a new tattoo. You want to see it?
Yeah. Sure. Is that real?
Yeah, it's real.
Wowza.
Mm-hmm.
How far down does that go?
Pretty far. Yeah.
Oh. Holy moly.
Oh. Excuse me.
Ah, shit.
Well, whatever you were doing, please stop. You're embarrassing me.
I'm embarrassing you? Well, maybe if you joined me on the terrace like a gentleman, we wouldn't be standing here having this conversation.
Let's just go.
No, you go. I'm having a good time. Well, the left one still believes. The next morning at Biggs, I started to think, if the things we leave behind become the archaeological relics of our sexual history, I should be able to leave something. Is he a straight gay man? Or is he... Hey, isn't anybody going to notice my purse? Oh. Cute!
Is it new?
No, but it is quite small and panty-free. Good sign that I feel comfortable enough with Big to do a number 2. It is really loved. He wined and dined her. It's like Teflon for women. Well, not a lot of stuff, just like, mind what I want. What do you want? Delivered at any hour. We can have our dogs walked, our clothes cleaned, our food cooked. Who needs?
Isn't so hard.
Okay, so you don't need a man, but do you still want one?
Oh, honey, I want more than one.
I can't just... No, I was out shopping. My relationship is at a standstill, so instead I'm evolving my look. Hi.
Hi. Ciao.
Oh. Longer. But I'm leaving this underwear here.
Is it clean?
Of course, we were all invited. See, this is what happens when the mayor shuts down the sex shops. Pops up in your cuisine. Hey, Stanford! Whipping on the first date is considered forward.
You sit your ass down, Mistress Carrie. There are drinks present.
No can do. Big's flying to Paris tomorrow for business, and I want to say goodbye.
Oh, what?
Oh. Whoa, wait. Not so fast. Let me see. Oh, baby.
Coffee and some last-minute details. I'm gonna miss you.
Well, I have to go. I'm gonna miss the plane. We'll figure this all out when I get back.
I wanted to kill him. And he's standing there giving me the what's the big problem eyes. You know, I don't understand you. Like it's my problem.
Of we is me and my dick.
Totally.
I mean, just tell me what's going on. Is that too much to ask? Carrie, I'm thinking about going to France for the rest of my life. Am I right?
Totally.
You know, 1 minute he's all over me, and the next minute he's pushing me away, and I just cannot believe this is happening again.
Yes, all right, calm down. There'll be no breaking of things.
Why do I keep doing this to myself? In love relationships, there is a fine line between pleasure and pain. In fact, it's a common belief that a relationship without pain is a relationship not worth having. To some, pain implies growth. But how do we know when the growing pains stop and the pains take over? Are we masochists or optimists if we continue to walk that fine line? When it comes to relationships, how do you know when enough is enough?
I need your advice. But in order to get it, I have to confess something, and I'm asking you not to judge me.
Who am I to judge anyone? I had bangs in the 80s.
Okay.
No, you didn't.
Rick?
Makes sense. Now tell me why you want to go. After Rick 9+ went home, I decided I was just drunk enough to call big. I am a woman. A woman. Even through my cosmopolitan haze, I knew I had gone too far. Way overreacting to this whole France situation. I think Charlotte's right. There are ways to work this out. Dang, it's so romantic.
Right. Marriott Marquis and a public restroom in Central Park.
How very George Michael of you.
We've actually never...
Bonjour. Voilà le French hat. Voilà le French pie. The filet de fish. We can, you know, we'll do le phone sex and...
To Paris for yourself, right?
On the way home, I was furious. Not with Big, with myself. I was the real sadist. He might be the one with the whip, but I was the one who tied myself up. Tied myself to a man who was terrified of being tied down. We'd said them all. After we made love, I knew it was over. Did I ever really love Big? Or was I addicted to the pain? The exquisite pain of wanting someone so unattainable.
Hey.
And just like that, I had untied myself from Mr. Big. I was free, but there was nothing exquisite about it.
I totally should have seen this coming, but of course I didn't. Because they wait for you to get relaxed and get comfortable before they bring the ice pick down right between your eyes.
Not a partner at his firm. When that...
And you dumped him fits a pattern. Randomness is considered a pattern.
Yes.
It's an aberration. Next time I meet a handsome... After a few weeks of not seeing Big, I was beginning to fall into some familiar patterns of my own. Staying out till 3 and sleeping till noon, ordering takeout from the same greasy Chinese, and calling old friends who would always be there for me when I was feeling restless. At 6:30 sharp. Some uncomplicated, a real shot in the... And just like that, I broke my pattern. You're generally guaranteed delivery within Manhattan in 6 hours or less. I wondered, if Charlotte could break her pattern and start asking out every man in Manhattan, why couldn't I start having a deeper relationship with the man I have shallow sex with? The yellowtail sashimi, 2 pieces of salmon sushi, and a spicy tuna hand roll. Oh, wow. Thanks. What is it?
You're turning into a man.
Apparently, Charlotte had done more than break...
I'm keeping my fingers crossed that he'll unwind.
What?
I'll call you.
Good night. I knew it was the last time we'd ever see each other. And just like that, I was thrown right back into my old pattern. Greasy Chinese, sleeping till noon, and feeling restless. Before it goes any further, just make sure his...
For one.
I know. As for me, rather than sort through the half-off bin, I was dating someone brand spanking new.
Yeah, I just gotta drop these books by my parents' place. It's on.
All right, yeah, okay.
Marcel.
Hi.
Say, have we met?
No, I don't think so. Carrie Bradshaw.
Oh, my God. Duncan, get your ass in here. I just love, love, love your column.
Oh, well, I love to hear that.
Mr. Self-involved here didn't tell us he was dating an icon.
Icon?
Oh, you are an icon. You are.
Yeah. Look, we have to go.
In my mind, the complications of making a relationship work had just expanded exponentially.
This is my one.
Talking and going to hear jazz.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
What was the documentary short about anyway?
You in bed.
I wonder if that's what Neil had in mind.
But you'll work it out.
The most important thing in life is your family. There are days you love them and others you don't, but in the end, they're the people you always come home to. Sometimes it's the family you're born into, and sometimes it's the one you make for yourself.
No cash. I'm happy as I devil may care. Look today, let come tomorrow.
Nothing happening below the waist. Nada. No sale.
How can you say that? Even if she was bad in bed, which she isn't, is there really that important?
Nap while fucking me. And I get affirmations all the time. Well, just last week. The new millennium won't be about sexual labels. It'll be about sexual expression. It won't matter if you're sleeping with men or women. It'll be about sleeping with individuals.
Or in your case, 2s or 3s.
Soon, everyone will be pansexual. It won't matter if you're gay or straight.
Just if you're good or bad in bed.
Exactly.
That night, I got to thinking about bed. Are we secretly being graded every time we invite someone to join us in it? A+. Later that week, I was walking home thinking about my own sexual report.
After a cappuccino, there's a place right around the corner. You can smoke there.
Who wrote music for the movies.
Weird. You'll give me scar tissue again.
You're great.
As I walked away, I started to think, how many cute, smart, single smokers are there left in the world? I left feeling great. It was such a cute approach. How could he not call? The next day, I was in the village looking for the perfect $7 vintage dress to go with my $300 shoes when did his kind invitation. Because when you think about it, aren't we all in recovery from something? Drinking, drugging, our last relationship?
Thanks.
Unlike that with Reese's Pieces and shoes.
I knew he wanted me because during my lean in and kiss me goodnight move, I'd accidentally, on purpose, felt his pop up and say hello. In the world. 5? I never saw him again, but I always wondered 2 things.
Hold it.
Charlotte's sweet hopefulness.
Out of college. She didn't know a fucking thing. These girls in their 20s, they're so spoiled and ungrateful, they think they're it.
Yeah, don't they realize we're still it?
No, because...
Would you all stop being so cynical? We're lucky to be here.
Cynicism. Now there's one advantage we have over girls in their 20s.
I was cynical in high school. Who's that?
It's Greg, that cute guy I met on the jitney. I told him to...
Excuse me. Oh my God, Carrie Bradshaw.
Yeah? Rival. Or pity them as clueless halfwits about to get their dreams dashed and illusions.
Well, it does deal with sex.
Oh.
How about after dinner? I got a great little house, cute little porch we can sit on.
Oh, I don't know.
House south of the highway. My good on paper guy was jumping right off the page.
Special anymore.
Moral support.
I can't believe it. There are people.
But the biggest threat 20-something girls posed was to themselves. And then everything I so firmly believed was promptly blown to pieces.
What am I doing here? What are you doing here? Used. Who is she? Like that. Well, I'll see you in the Hamptons or back in the city. He's back from Paris. He has a new girlfriend.
And then I realized 20-something girls are just fabulous until you see one with the man who broke your heart. Keep dresses we'll never wear again when we throw away our ex-boyfriends. If you love someone and you break up, where does the love go? Friendship with an ex. Is this an unsolvable equation? Or is it possible to transform a once passionate love into something that fits nice and easily onto the friendship shelf? It was later that week when I spotted a Laura Ashley dress circa 1988 still hanging in my closet that I decided it was time to give my ex a friendly phone call.
Hello?
I hadn't planned on the idiot stick figure with no soul answering. Then I remembered. Big had caller ID. Shit. No? Well, yes, but I didn't get to talk because, maybe I'd do better if I went with my... I was wondering what you thought of...
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey. Hey.
Hey. Let's see.
Well, Ethan,
Don't say her name to me. Don't you dare say her name to me. You string me along for 2 years and then you marry some 25-year-old girl after only 5 months?
I did not string you along.
Okay, yeah, right, fine. That's right. You didn't string me along. You know what? I have to go. I have a headache.
Okay.
Here. Don't help me. Don't you help me.
What are you doing?
Aside for the fact that my ex is engaged to a teenager, I've got horse shit on my $300 goddamn shoes. Doing okay?
Horses, they never really like to be ridden. Taddy was like that when I first got him, but then...
There's nothing scarier than a really big one coming at you.
I didn't even want to get my mouth near it. I was afraid I'd get lockjaw.
And I actually managed to hold on to those friendly feelings until... I can't believe my ex-boyfriend is 6 blocks away at the plaza right now having an engagement brunch. It's just, why her? I mean, really, why her? The world is made up of 2 types of women, the simple girls and the Katie girls. I'm a Katie girl, and where are our drinks? After I left my friends, I found myself pulled to the site of the big engagement party. I had no intention of going in, but it was on my way home. I had a choice. I could run, or I could...
I'll say it is. Anyway, I was just on my way home and... Hey, I have a question for you. Why wasn't it me?
Carrie.
No, seriously. I really need to hear you say it. Come on, be a friend.
I don't know. It just got so hard. And she's...
Yeah. Your girl is lovely, Hubert.
I don't get it.
And you never did.
Easy, girl, easy.
Then I had a thought. Maybe I didn't break big. Maybe the problem was he couldn't break me. Maybe some women aren't meant to be tamed. Maybe they need to run free until they find someone just as wild to run with.